In this lesson, we'll test out our basic structure and further develop the form. All right, so we have the basic skeleton in place for what we're going to add for our curtain panel system. And right now, what we could do is we can actually load this into our project. So basically, all we have to do at this point is at the top right, we'll load in the project. And right now, it's loaded in there, and you can actually see where that's actually located right in here. It'll be underneath patterns. I can go the long way, this way. We can actually try to locate it in here, or we could simply highlight. And I'm going to go to this drop down, and underneath rectangle, you'll notice mine's called 05 begin, but you'll notice this is basically the form that we created here. So I'll bring that in, and we'll drop that in, and you'll notice that pattern automatically became the structure. So I don't have to actually come in here and model in each one of these curves, each one of these struts. I don't have to do any calculations for midpoints. By setting the structure up as a pattern and then bringing it in, this is a really quick and easy way to get your study model to move from an idea to actual something that's actually workable and you can actually work with and develop. So we're not done yet. Right now, this is just real basic lines, and it's looking good right now, but I really want to take this to the next level and add some more realism to this and some more structure. So I'm going to jump back to our family project folder here. So I'm going to Alt-Tab to jump back to that window. So now what we can basically do is add some thickness to all of these pieces. So my strategy is I want to have these struts be a little bit thicker than what's going on these edges, because these are going to be holding in glass mostly, and these are going to be supporting the weight of the glass as well as anything else that might be on that roof, maybe some wind loads or maybe some snow loads, but maybe our site doesn't have snow. But either way, this is holding up the glass and the frame. It's pretty heavy, so I'm going to make this a little bit thicker. So in order for me to get some form attached to this, I'm going to change these really quick, and then from these model lines that we created to actual reference lines. And it's not hard to do at all. Simple click to get this done. I'm so glad that we can actually bounce around from model line to reference line, because each has their benefit when you're creating forms. So for us, when we're trying to add some thickness, we're going to work with reference lines. So I'm going to select all the model lines that we made earlier, now that we're done testing. And in my drop down here in my properties, all I have to do to switch that from model line to reference line is check that box. And that box says is reference line. So once I check that and click apply, once you see that the planes all appear, and also once I hit that, you'll notice that the lines turn green. That means we're in good shape. So now all I need to do is work with a few reference points, a few forms, and create some forms. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on my point there, and I'm going to place a point anywhere on my first top framing for the panel here. And again, I placed it, it's there. I'm not going to place any more, but if I do place another point, it'll appear, but we're only going to work with one. We really don't need to add all those extra points. So I'll do that and you'll see it appear. So if you do place it and you notice it isn't there, don't worry, place your next point if you need to, or just hit that modify button and you'll see the point you placed. So now, as I mentioned before, we're going to set our plane here. So we're going to set the plane, and I want it to be right there. So now I'm going to create a form. So we're going to create a little tubing system to actually house the glass system here. So we're going to go with maybe 3 inches here. And now I can simply select all my reference planes and my form and create form. And boom, we have a frame for our glass panel system. Now I'm going to do the same thing for my areas here around the side. So we're going to go point, we'll place a point there, place a point there, there, and here. And now I can set my plane. We'll start with this one here. We'll go with the circle. And again, I'm going to make this one just a little bit thicker. We'll go with 5 inches. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So let's see if we can't simply select this form and all these and see if we can't do what we did with the top. And if we can't, we'll just have to place circles on each one. So we'll create form. Yep, not a problem. So I'll go ahead and create this form really quick. So we'll select that one, the form we just put in, create form, and there's our strut. It's a basic form. It's good for a study model. They'll definitely have to detail this out maybe later on in some details, how this is connected, but this is really going to be nice for forming purposes. So I'm going to do the same thing here again. So I'm going to set point, create a circle, 5 inches, hit enter. I'm going to select both of those, plane and form, and create form. Let's do this 2 more times here. Again, we'll go set that reference plane, use a circle, create our form, 5 inches, hit enter. Oops, looks like I didn't get it right here. Let's see if it fit right. Nope, it didn't align properly. So you got to be really careful to make sure it snaps to that midpoint. So I'm just going to Control Z. Let's see if we can't get it right this time. So make sure it snaps there. I'll go set, choose that area, circle. Make sure it snaps into that point so it's in the middle where that point is, 5 inches. Hit enter, and that's a lot better. And then we'll finish this one off really quick. We'll do the same thing. We'll set, point, circle, snap, draw, 5 inches, hit enter, and now we can create the form. Create that strut as well as this strut. Simply by highlighting and Control and selecting both and create form. So we've got that in place, and the only thing we're really lacking right now is going to be the glass. Now, we could have done the glass first and then put the frame in, but if you do get the frame in first, really all you need to do to get the glass in is try your best to kind of locate that simple clean line that you see that's highlighted. Not the actual work plane, but the actual clean line. So we're going to select that one. Do the same thing on this side, holding Control. I want that simple line. We'll do the same thing on this side. I want this simple line. And we need one more. That one. And now I can create form. And I want it to be thin, really, really thin. I don't want it to be this thick. So we'll go with that. And now all I need to do is select it. Come here in its properties. Add a material to it. We'll add a glass material to it. And I'm going to hit modify, and we've created our structure as well as our panel. So in the next lesson, we'll load this into our project, see how it works for us, see if there's any additional adjustments we need to make, and we'll continue working with our bus stop.